Matt, new at 10 tonight. Drive-thrus have long been a convenient option when people need to make a trip to the bank.
But with the popularity of mobile banking, many banks are really cutting back. And as one Tucson man tells the N4T Tucson Investigators, that has left him in a very difficult position.
Our chief investigative reporter, Cora Nylander, gets answers in tonight's N4T Tucson investigation.
With most banking needs now just at the tip of your finger, some of the nation's largest banks are stopping drive-thru services at most branches. It may not mean much to you, but for people with disabilities, it's a big problem. Charles Colbath lost his leg in a car accident years ago.
But I overcome challenges, but you can't overcome permanent disabilities. You can work on them, you can try your best, you can work at it, but you really can't fix something that's a permanent disability.
He's a small business owner and has used Wells Fargo for his banking for over 12 years. He's always relied on the convenience of the drive-thru.
For those of us who find it challenging to do minor things, it's really helpful to be able to stay in your car and do your business without having to physically get out and walk into a building.
So he was shocked to learn the end of May his branch on the east side, closest to his home in Vail, permanently shut down its drive-thru windows. He tried going in, but it was too much.
I had to stand in line, which is challenging, right, like now, and I had to stand at the counter while they waited on me. And it was very difficult for me to do that. It's hard for folks to understand who have abilities, but when you're challenged, a small walk can seem like a football field.
He says he doesn't want to change banks, but will if he needs to. A lot of his business is in cash, so often he can't just go online.
How do you put money, cash, dollar bills into an app? You can't.
Wells Fargo isn't alone. Many banks across the country have been doing the same thing. It's been a growing trend for years. The N4T Tucson investigators reached out to Wells Fargo. A spokesperson tells us the company has 20 branches in Tucson. 5 have in-person drive-thrus, saying, quote, Wells Fargo provides individuals with disabilities full and equal access to our products, services, locations, and facilities. We regularly monitor our banking locations for compliance with the ADA, applicable state and local laws, and international standards by surveying the parking reserved for customers with disabilities, curb cuts and ramps, walkways, entrances, queuing lines, teller counters, safe deposit facilities, customer service telephones, and lobby areas. Branches continue to be a critical avenue for serving our customers, and we recognize branches remain a very important channel for some of our customers. However, more transactions are happening outside the branch, which leads us to make changes to our branch operations, hours, and features. For Charles, he doesn't feel enough consideration is being made for the disabled who struggle leaving their cars.
Think about the handicapped people. Think of another solution. Maybe perhaps one lane that's open for handicap permits only. We're not valuable anymore. That's how I feel. I feel invaluable.
And again, Charles says he really doesn't want to have to change banks, but he will if a solution he feels comfortable with isn't found soon. Wells Fargo says it has his information and they plan to work directly with him to find a potential solution. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@KVOA.com or call our tip line at 520-955-4444. Investigating for you, Cora Nylander, N4T Tucson.